Hi class, how are ya? Miss J here. Let's learn some math. This is our new unit on factoring. Today we are doing operations with polynomials. Polynomials we want to put in standard form. So this first one, standard form means it has decreasing power values. The power values are the exponents. So we want to look for the one with the highest exponent and write that down first. 5x to the third. Then we look for the one with the second highest exponent, which is going to be 3x squared. So that comes right after, plus 3x squared. Then the next is going to be minus 8x. Make sure that the sign comes along with the number, minus 8x. And then last but not least, we have plus 7. This is all it means to write in standard form. Number 2, same thing. I'm going to look for my highest exponent, and that's the 9x to the fourth. It doesn't matter what the number in front is. All you want is the one with the highest exponent. The number in front, the coefficient, comes along with it. So then we've got 9x to the fourth. The second highest exponent is negative x squared. So that comes through negative x squared. Then there's the positive 2x plus 1. Try number 3 on your own. Now we're going to add polynomials. Polynomial is an expression that has more than one term. This polynomial we are adding trinomial plus a trinomial. In order to add polynomials, we need like terms. You can only combine like terms. So, I like to make shapes around my terms. So I've got negative 4x squared is a circle, and I'm going to circle 7x squared because it's the same one. So negative 4 plus 7 is going to give me 3x squared. Then I'm looking at the 9x, and I'm going to put a triangle around it. 9x is a like term with negative 5x, so then together that gives us positive 4x. And last but not least, we put a box around the constants. Negative 3 and positive 4 gives me a positive 1. Take the time to do the next one, right next to it on the right, on your own. Follow the same steps I did. Feel free to rewatch my steps in order to complete yours. Next we are subtracting. This is similar to adding, but with a subtraction. And when we do the subtraction, we're going to keep, change. Many of you may remember that. We're going to keep the first polynomial, change the subtraction to an addition, and change all the signs in the second polynomial. This way, I'll rewrite it. We have 4x squared minus 2x plus 7 plus positive 2x squared minus x plus 3. Now it's just like the problems we did before. Now we have addition, so I'm going to circle my 4x squared and circle my 2x squared. That gives me 6x squared. Then I'm going to put a triangle around my negative 2x and around my negative x. Negative 2x minus x gives me negative 3x. And last but not least, circle my 7, circle the 3, gives me a positive 10. Please complete the next question, right to the right of this one, on your own. Again, very similar questions, just different numbers. Follow the same steps. Now we are doing subtraction again, but it's worded different. This says subtract x squared plus 4x minus 1 from 6x squared plus 2x minus 3. Whenever you hear from, think first. The polynomial that comes after the word from is the one that you want to write first. So we have 6x squared plus 2x minus 3, and we are subtracting x squared plus 4x minus 1. Now we follow the same steps we did for subtraction in the previous problem. We're going to keep the first polynomial and change the signs of everything in the second. I'm going to rewrite this one more time to be 6x squared plus 2x minus 3. I changed my subtraction to an addition, and now change my signs, negative x squared minus 4x plus 1. Now we have addition again, so I'm going to circle my like terms. We've got 6x squared and negative x squared. That's going to give me 5x squared. Then I have a 2x triangled in with a negative 4x. Make sure you keep the signs. Negative 2x, that gives me, last but not least, negative 3 and a positive 1 gives me negative 2. And we have my final answer. Do the next problem on your own. Follow the same steps I did. Feel free to rewatch mine. Now we're going to review product. Product means to multiply. For the first question, we are going to distribute the negative 2x to the 4x plus 3. So negative 2x times 4 gives us negative 8x to the cubed. Remember, there's an exponent of 1 on that first x. Then negative 2x times 3 gives us negative 6x. This next one, we're going to review the box method when we're multiplying. So we set up our box. We have x plus 2 and x minus 6. So then I'm going to multiply. X times x gives me x squared. X times 2 gives me 2x. Negative 6 times x gives me negative 6x. And lastly, negative 6 times 2 gives me negative 12. Then I want to combine my like terms. They're always on the diagonal here. The 2x goes with the 6x. My final answer is x squared minus 4x minus 12. The third one, we have this exponent. So that means we are going to write this binomial twice. We have 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. Well, this just sets us up for the box method. Feel free to do this one on your own. We will be checking for completeness in class. 2x plus 3, 2x plus 3. Lastly, we're going to do the same thing, but now we're multiplying a binomial times a trinomial. We're still going to use the box method. Here, we have a 3 by 2, so this turns into a rectangle. So we have x squared plus 4x plus 3 and x plus 2. Same steps. We've got x squared, this is like x to the first times x squared gives me x cubed. Then x times 4x gives me 4x squared. 3 times x gives me 3x. 2 times x squared gives me 2x squared. 2 times 4x gives me 8x. And lastly, 2 times 3 gives me 6. I'm going to look for my like terms, and they're always on the diagonal. Final answer is x cubed plus 6x squared plus 11x plus 6. This next one looks a little bit different. There's 3 things being multiplied, 3 binomials. We're just going to start with the first 2. We have to do the box method. We have x minus 4 and x plus 3. So x times x gives me x squared. X times negative 4 gives me negative 4x. 3 times x gives me 3x. And lastly, 3 times negative 4 gives me negative 12. Again, I'm going to look for my like terms, circle them, they're on the diagonal. Final answer for those 2 binomials is x squared minus x minus 12. Well, don't forget we have this x minus 5. So we're going to multiply x squared minus x minus 12 by x minus 5. So again, we have a trinomial times a binomial, which is going to give us that rectangle. We're going to put the trinomial on the top, x squared minus x minus 12, and x minus 5. Complete the rest of this problem and problem number 3 on your own.